Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's Kakarot, such a moment would continue increasing his power in an incredible way. So much was its bestial power that it would make even Reik retreat. However, at that moment, a gigantic Ozaru would appear in front of everyone, begin to fight with that guy. However, this time, at the time of colliding their fists, the difference in power was totally clear. Kakarot, having much more destructive power, was able to cause much more damage to Reik. After only 10 minutes of battle, in which Reik was very badly injured, he was furious. Not having the necessary power to end the life of that simple mortal, from his viewpoint, Kakarot was just another worm. Damn it, if you're only the same size as me, I'd be able to finish you off. You're wrong. Even if I were your own size, you wouldn't be able to fight me. What do you say we give it a try? Or are you afraid? Ha 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 ha. An existence like me will never be afraid of it being as weak as you. Kakarot at that moment began to transform into Super Saiyan Phase 4. That's right, Kakarot, instead of returning to its base state, had evolved once again. The transformation he had obtained would leave surprised Whis and Beerus. Was he holding back in all battle? Even unleashing all his beastly power, it doesn't compare to the power with which he was born. Is that Saiyan so much more powerful, but he's limiting you to using a certain part of his power? That's something hard to believe. For now, we're the same size. What do you say we end this battle once and for all? I agree with you. Now I can finish you with a single blow. Reik at that moment, at an amazing speed that not even Whis was able to observe, had given a shrapnel of blows to Kakarot, which would send him flying into a lake, and without warning, he would charge a large sphere of energy, which would disintegrate all the water in the lake. What do you think of that, simple mortal? You're stupid to return to your normal state. It seems that today we will die, since the power of Kakarot-sama has disappeared. However, at that moment, a loud rumble would be felt all over the planet of Beerus. And at that moment, Kakarot would be seen shaking his chest where he had received such a powerful blow. Was that all your power? The only thing you have done was to disappoint me. You don't have the power to even make me bleed. Meanwhile, with Mikoshin, she was very surprised to witness a part of Kakarot's power. That's right, his power was a power that even for her would be difficult to face. But she also wondered, who was that guy named Reik? This is very strange. That guy has a very strange energy. Returning to the battlefield, Kakarot at that moment with a serious look would stand in front of Reik at lightning speed. I'm the Saiyan with the legendary power Ozaru and the dragon god Zarma, who will end the life of Zyeki, and I will start with you. Reik at that moment with fear would begin to attack desperately to Kakarot, but each of his attacks were in vain, because if they hit Kakarot they had no effect. At that moment, Reik regretted having gone to that planet because he knew he was going to die. I know that you'll end my life, but I will not go to the other world alone. Reik at that moment began to increase his power much more. Even his whole body began to spurt absurd amounts of blood. That's right, Reik was surpassing the limit of his body. At that moment, Reik would take Kakarot strongly with the intention of exploding. I think it's honorable that you'll give your life to finish me. Divine Body of Steel, Heavenly Protection, Divine Bomb. At that moment, a big explosion was able to be seen all over the place. Even the barrier that Kakarot had put had cracked a little. In the sky, you could see Reik very badly wounded on the verge of death. The power of that bastard was really scary. I better get out of this place. I knew it'd be a very honorable act for a being like you. That little explosion was able to cause a few tickles all over my body. What the hell are you? You can't be an ordinary being. Even we, who are born with the gift of possessing Creator Key, are not able to come out of an explosion like this without a scratch. I'm not the same as you. I'm 100 times better than you. So now die! Kakarot at that instant would stretch his hand, throwing a great sphere of Hawkeye energy. which would disintegrate Reich, leaving no trace of it. In that moment, Kakarot would stop concentrating energy in the field that protected Beerus and Whis. Kakarot-sama, did you hold back in all battle? My power is to protect you. It's not to hurt you or to finish you. The only thing we did was have a great training. I understand, Kakarot-sama, but rest assured that I'll become a very powerful being and soon I'll defeat you. I'll be waiting for that moment with eagerness. Kakarot at that moment, he was about to leave, would fall out of combat and return to his base state. That's right, although Kakarot did not show it, his body was in pieces. When using the power of the legendary Ozaru, his body was so heavy and dense that it was able to break each of his energy veins. At that moment, Beerus and Whis would take Kakarot to a room where he could rest. Meanwhile, with the 7 subordinates of the negative creator god, all of them would feel how Reich's vital energy had disappeared. Reich's power has disappeared. A warrior seems to have the necessary power to finish with one of us. We must be attentive, because this is war. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of Everything, in a special room of the same form, Daishenkin, together with the Guardians of Zeno-sama, were training in a very bloody way. That's right, all the warriors wanted to strengthen their bodies as the hardened metal of all their universes. We have been in this place for about 3 months, and I'm still not able to get used to this pressure. We don't know how the King of Everything was able to endure all this for 10 years. Meanwhile, Zeno-sama, he was meditating to be able to control all his power at 100%. That's right, Zeno-sama had no longer returned to his base state. Now at all times he was transformed and ready for combat. We must be ready for the war that's approaching. Even though I have all this power, I don't feel prepared. The danger that's approaching is of another level. Returning to the planet of Beerus, Kakarot would continue out of combat and had already approximately 2 weeks since that great battle, in which Kakarot would continue out of combat. Nevertheless, inside himself, Kakarot was able to observe Zalma. Kakarot, you've grown up a lot, and this is the first time I have met you. You are the chosen one to be the creator god, so don't disappoint us. The power that sleeps inside you is a power that even capable of making the so-called creator gods tremble with fear. You're the salvation of this multiverse. I'll not let you down. I'll save this multiverse even if it costs me my life. I swear I'll do it. Meanwhile, on the planet of Zeno-sama, he was very thoughtful because despite having all that bestial power, he was not prepared. However, at that very moment, a door of the Kingdom of Everything had opened after hundreds of thousands of years. That's right, from this room, a guy released a great power. Wow, after so many years, a being has awakened the interest of my battle instinct again. This is something that does not happen every day. At that moment, that subject would increase his power a little, making it difficult for even the King of Everything, Zeno-sama, to breathe. At that moment, Zeno-sama would create a barrier around his body, being able to move freely. Whose power is this? It's a power that at the top of everyone's list. Meanwhile, in a faraway place, Mikoshin had felt the power of Zeldris, and she would recognize it quickly as she had fought with it in the past. But if this is the appearance of Zeldris, how the hell did he break free from the seal of a king at all? This is bad. Returning to the realm of a whole, Zeno, at that instant, would stand in front of the subject. Who are you? And how can you be in my castle without me noticing your wretched presence? I have more respect, since this castle was mine before it was yours. Zeno-sama would be very surprised by the words that Zeldris had said to him. Well, having spent millions of years asleep, I think I'll stretch my muscles with you. I hope you're powerful and do not disappoint me. Zeldris at that moment, with an incredible speed, would begin to beat the King of Everything, who despite being able to clearly see his blows, was not able to react. After 3 minutes of battle in which Zeno-sama had received all the beating of his life, he was able to move away a little and release all his power, leaving Zeldris surprised due to the power he released. Even Mikoshin, who was heading to Zeno-sama's planet. Meanwhile, at Beerus' planet, Kakarot had already regained consciousness and was able to stand up again. You're kind of a tough guy. Let's see how you like the true power of a king at all. Zeno-sama at that moment began to increase his power so much, which was able to create a big explosion due to all the power he was releasing. At the moment of finishing, Zeno-sama at an incredible speed would throw himself against Zeldris, which was not able to dodge a strong blow in his face, being completely sent to fly to a planet. At that moment, Zeno-sama would begin to give him a shrapnel of blows, moving at a great speed throughout the universe. Receive this, punishing sword of gods, spiritual destroyer. A great sword would begin to descend from all over the universe. At that moment of hitting Zeldris, he would use his sword in the same way, starting an incredible clash of weapons. After 2 minutes, a strong explosion would be created all over the place. That's right, the collision was not able to withstand so much energy. However, at that precise moment, Zeno-sama, without wasting time, would rush again against Zeldris, who was very badly wounded. Damn it. The power of this guy even surpasses the power of Zaiku-sama, who is the most powerful king of everything. However, at that moment, an incredible pressure would fall on the entire universe. That's right, Kakarot had awakened and had a powerful Zenkai, with which he even made both subjects tremble. Kakarot was again passing to his Ozaru form, but this time the power he gave off was so much that even left surprised all the deities of the multiverse as Zeno-sama. Even Mikoshin, which was going through the megaversal barriers, was pulled to the ground by that great pressure. That boy's power is incredible. He's advancing so fast that it's hard to believe he's still a mere mortal. But something that everyone was confused about was that Kakarot was not a mortal. He was destined to become the most powerful Saiyan creator god of all time, and to end the life of Yiki. The gigantic Ozaru at that moment would give a loud roar, and from a sphere of energy you could see Goku in his most powerful phase so far. I'm ready for battle. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.